Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that things don't look too different, but my camera finally bit the dust. Finally, after many years, just stopped working. So I'm using one of Chad's cameras because if you don't know, he's a photographer and he has many. And I'm hoping that it's not going to be totally different. So bear with me because it's a different viewfinder and everything. And it's going to be just a little different. But we are going to be playing with new makeup today, mostly base products, actually all base products. And that's why I already have my eyes done. So I'll pull my hair back. We will get started. This is the second time that I filmed this video because the first time I filmed it is when my computer just stopped working. So hopefully the second time is a charm. I do not have anything on my face but my skincare. Let's get these dark circles under control. I am going to be using my Jane Ardell Enlighten Plus SPF 30 concealer. This is just by far, honestly, it's my favorite corrector. I have favorites and I get asked a lot, like, what's the difference between your favorites? And I would say that the one that makes this stand out the most is that out of all the ones that I love, this one by far has the most coverage, but it's also not super heavy. You don't need a lot at all. So I'm just gonna tell you that much right now. It's not something you want to overdo. The coverage is so there that if you do put too much, it may look a little cakey only because it's not meant to be used in such a high concentration. So now that I feel like my under eyes are a little less dark, we are gonna be using a new concealer as well. I'm gonna go on to foundation. And I'm going to use the new Lancome 5-in-1 Taunt It All Ultra Wear Foundation Stick. When I hauled this in my Sephora haul video, someone asked me if I was aware if they just changed the packaging because they do have like a brush, which is not one that I would find conducive to work with the foundation, but anywho. Does come with that. And then they asked if it was just the packaging or if it was a new formula. I believe from everything that I've read, it is a new formulation and it is a full coverage matte foundation. I'm going to sit here and tell you, I don't have my brushes, hold on, that I have tried this many times since I have gotten it and I love it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. I want you to see, I'm holding it like down towards the bottom, how smoothly and easily it glides on the skin. It's pretty insane to me. I don't have another foundation stick that is that smooth going on. I'm using my IT Cosmetics 115 foundation brush. And when I do use stick foundations, really all foundations, but I feel like especially with stick foundations and cream-based formulas, stippling is the way to go. So I'm just going to stipple that into the skin. I mean, look how pretty that is. So you can see my skincare leaves me kind of dewy. I'm okay with that. And while this took that shine down a little bit, it did not completely mattify it to make it look flat, which I really love. But honestly, it just glides on so smooth. I didn't tell you the color. I am in 330 Bisque Neutral. This also performs well under masks, which I can't say for a ton of liquid or cream foundations. I've said many times that I prefer to wear powder foundations if I'm somewhere that I know I'm gonna have to wear a mask for a longer amount of time. This does perform well. Look at how pretty that is. Like I still have that glow from my skincare. Now, I don't need to build this up for me personally, but I do have this one freckle right here. And y'all, this is wigging me out because his viewfinder is backwards. So like I should be turning the other direction. This is comical. So I have this one freckle right here that I kind of test out the fullness factor of foundations when they claim to be full coverage because it's a pretty pigmented freckle. I mean, that's full coverage. Full coverage and gorgeous. So this is a definite win from my Sephora haul. Love it. Now, the concealer that I'm going to be using, I honestly had never even heard of this brand until my friend texted me and was like, have you tried this? What do you think? And I'm like, no, I haven't tried it. And then I was like, I need to check it out. Well, then, you know, life happened. I forgot to check it out. I forgot to order it. And then she texted me back like 2 weeks later and she's like, so what do you think of that concealer? I'm like, oh, I haven't ordered it. So I promptly went on and ordered it. This is from the brand called Hyde. And I've seen it quite a bit on like Instagram sponsored post ever since my friend texted me, which I'm like, I mean, the phone knows everything, but this is their concealer. So it's supposed to be a very full coverage, multi-use concealer. I got the color light beige. I will say I ordered the complete wrong foundation because I did get the foundation with it and it was way too dark. Like, I'm thinking the swatches on their website need to be updated because it was so much darker than what the swatch said or showed it to be, but the customer service was excellent. I emailed them a picture. They didn't require me to send it back and they're sending me the correct color. So I will give kudos to the brand for that. Now this is a very large package for a ½ ounce, which is a good amount of product. So doe foot, and from what I understand, it's pretty full coverage. So I have not tried this one yet, but I'm just gonna put a couple of dots under each eye and blend out. Now, when I first ordered the foundation, I got warm beige, which again, just not a good thing. So I ended up getting light beige for my replacement. So it should correspond really well with this concealer, but from the name multi-use, I would assume that this could also be an all-over foundation. I do feel like that's pretty good coverage. Nothing's ever going to take every shadow away because of just how incredibly dark my under eyes are, but it blended out really nice. I'll have to put in the description box underneath like my first impressions on how it wore throughout the day. Okay, I have a couple of cream products that I'm going to use for my blush and highlight. So let's go ahead and use those. I'm going to tell you, I use this Say blush, I think that's how you pronounce it, S-A-I-E, that I hauled from Sephora in the color Rosy during the first filming of this video. And I'm eager to see if it does today what it did in that video, because I feel like by the time I went to set the remainder of my face after I applied this and my highlight, the color had kind of disappeared already. So I'm interested to see if that happens again. It does come in a really nice doe foot applicator. However, I do not like to put products like this directly onto my face and then blend out because it's very easy for me to overdo it. So I'm putting a little bit on my hand. Again, this is the color Rosy, and I'm using my Royal & Langnickel Omnia BOM 185 brush, picking a little bit up or a lot of it up on the brush, tapping some excess out onto my hand, and then lightly tapping that onto my cheek. Now this is a dew blush, so it does have a little bit of a sheen to it and a really pretty color, okay? I am not taking away from how pretty that color is. And when I first used it, I was like, oh my goodness, that color is beautiful. And it is, and I'm hoping it was just a fluke that day because it's almost like my skin just ate it. We're gonna use the highlight even though my skin is super dewy right now. And it's because I love this and wanted to show you this. These are the new Ethereal Glow Time highlighter sticks and blush sticks from Ardell. I did a full reel on my Instagram. I swatched all of them. I have not had a chance to use all of them because there are 5 new blush shades and 3 new highlight shades. But this one is my favorite highlight shade, and it's the color Eclipse. And it's this really pretty, looks to be super gold shade, but it just blends out so gorgeous on the skin. You can definitely stripe it directly under your skin, but I like to warm a little bit up on my finger and then just go in and tap it onto the high points. And I wanted to show you this color not only because it is my favorite, but also because I didn't want you to see pictures of it directly from the bullet and be like, oh, I'm not swiping that gold onto my skin. It does not come off that way on the skin. And I know in that reel, I said that they would be available May 3rd, which is when I believe they're gonna be available on the Jane site, but you can get them at Harbin House now. I had a lot of people ask, so these are gorgeous. The blush sticks are gorgeous too, but I wanted to show that other blush today. I think my favorite in the blush sticks are Enchanted and Mist so far. but I haven't tried all of them. One is like a darker color that I want to try as a bronzer. Really good formula. They're meant to work well over their Pure Press base and Amazing Base powder foundation. So they're good also to use over a set face, at least from my experience so far. Now, I used this powder in the first video, and I'm going to tell you it wasn't the first time I had used it, and I just don't love it. It is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. Now, I know a lot of y'all, when I talked about this on my wish list and in my haul, said, oh, I love that powder. It's so fabulous. And I am not taking away from the fact that it works probably fabulous on a lot of other people, but I would be lying if I said that it worked well for me. It just doesn't. It is like, I mean, it's very hard pressed in the pan, but it's not so hard pressed that I don't pick up product. Like I am picking up product. This is in the color 3N, which is also the color I use in the Dior Air Flash foundation. So it's not that I'm not getting product on my brush or my skin. It's just that I feel like it does nothing in the form of setting. I feel like I might as well not use a powder. It just does not set my makeup. I don't know why. I don't know how. I've used it with different brushes. I mean, there's only so many techniques you can do to set your face. And just some powders don't work out for some people. And this one did not work out for me. So unfortunately, that was a fail from my haul. Every other powder I have used with this foundation I have loved. One in particular is from Lancome. It's their Absolute powder. And I am going to be using the shade Absolute Ecru Light. And I'm using the Glow Skin Beauty Tapered Setting Powder Brush because I like the size of this to set my face when I also have cream products on that I don't want to take away from. So like, I don't want to go in with a huge La Mer powder brush or something for this step when I have put on that cream blush and highlight, because it would end up setting that too much and taking away some of the glow. So I like this size brush for strategic setting. I mean, that blush and highlight together, talk about glow, big time glow. And I'm not mad at it. But I do only want those areas of my face to be glowing, which is why I use the Lancome powder instead of the Dior. I'll kind of skip over bronzer. I'll show you what I'm using, but honestly, it's not new and I just can't stop with it. As you can see, I have hit pan and need to buy it back up. This is the So Bronze 3 from Jane Ardell, and I believe I've been using it every day for like the past 3 weeks. I'm not kidding. So I will skip through this, but it is just one of my favorite bronzers of all time. Okay, let's do lips, shall we? I had on this shade of gloss from Bare Minerals in my haul video. Now let me just say, I know some of y'all hate my nude lips, but you really don't need to continue to comment on it because I'm aware. I'm gonna wear my lips, you're gonna wear yours, and the world will keep turning. So I am going to use a new lip liner with this to kind of dial down the nudeness a little bit. This is not new, but it's new to me. This is the Jane Ardell Nutmeg Liner, which is just a really pretty nude, kind of brown nude color. And then I'm gonna take this Gloss Bomb, the new one from Bare Minerals, in the color Serenity, which is it's like a milky pink, but it really is not opaque at all. Super high shine, super moisturizing, but I would not look at these shades online and think that they are going to show up more opaque. I don't know what other word to use other than opaque. I think you'll get it. I, however, love this look on the lips. So, final thoughts. Love the foundation. Truly love the foundation. I will let you know about the concealer. I don't know about the blush. While I feel like the color stayed a little bit better today than it did the other day, I feel like it's a little too dewy for my liking, which I know is kind of like, what are you talking about? You love a dewy glow. I do, but I love a strategic dewy glow. If I have too much, I start looking oily and I'm not for that kind of glow. So I like a blush with a little bit of a sheen to it, but full on dew, I'm not sure. So I still have to decide on the blush. I mean, it's not their fault. It's called Dew Blush, okay? Like I was fully aware when I bought it. Love the highlighter and love the lip gloss and the lip liner. So I think that pretty much rounds it out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will have everything linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions, any different experiences with any of the products that I used. And I appreciate y'all stopping by. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.